I have my vinyl here. It says Jingle, and this font is this the skinny font on dafont.com. I know that you guys will be wondering that. So I use clear contact paper from the Dollar Tree to put these on, and it comes in a 1.5 yard roll. And it's in my Dollar Tree, it's over where the cups are. It's just clear, and I would suggest using clear for everything you do, to layer, to put anything on with your vinyl, because you can see through it and it's easier. I started off with tape paper transfer, and I was like, why would anybody ever vinyl anything? I'm putting this thing in the garbage. I hate it. But when I found the clear, it was a game changer. So I will go ahead and, you know, kind of create the outline of what I want it to be, my design, and cut it. Okay, take the paper off of the backing, so we have our clear transfer tape. Put it over our design, and now we're going to call or do what's called burnish. We're going to burnish the top, and we're going to burnish the back. So I use my scissor handles, and I also have a scraper for bigger projects like our towels. It helps a lot. So I go ahead and burnish the top. I'll flip it and burnish the back. Alright, and we're ready to peel it off of the transfer tape. Now, I have never been able to peel this off successfully in one go. I have to kind of manipulate it off, and if you have to do that too, that's normal. I feel like a lot of people might get discouraged. But it is totally normal. So I'm just going to kind of take my fingernail and kind of manipulate it off a little bit at a time. I start with the top, and I'll kind of show you guys. And you know, you can always lay it flat and burnish again. But this is normal to have to do this, because if your transfer tape is stronger than your vinyl, it's not going to release it onto your project. You want it to be a little bit, you know, not as sticky. So once we have the top of it, we can go ahead, and I'll flip it around and show you that it'll peel right off. Let me get the J on there, and I'll burnish with my finger, and it comes right off. Okay. I always wipe down with the alcohol anything that I'm about to put my design on. It gets off any oil from your fingers, anything that has came across it, lint, fuzz, dog hair. And you know, I told you that this is flat, so that's not fair if I hold it flat, because you know, a lot of times we'll just use all round ornaments. So I'm going to show you. I just take my hands and prop it, and I'll lay it. I lay just the center of it on. I don't focus on the top, and I don't focus on the bottom. I just lay just the center of it on, right here through the middle. Now, you can see that the top is folded and the bottom is folded. I'm going to stretch it up and lay just a little bit at a time. And the key is with this is just working a little bit at a time. And I will show you a different technique after this one. And just stretch it to the bottom. Now, I will peel this off. I'm sorry, you guys. This is like an awkward angle. If I can do this upside down and not able to see, y'all can do this, I promise. just work it a little bit at a time. And ta-da, we have our jingle. Okay, so I like the way it looks, but there's a little bit of a bubble here. So what I do with that is I'll take my hook, and you can use, you know, you can use a safety pin, tweezers, anything that you like to work with if you don't use a hook, and I will just work the bubble out. I will lift that J up and then just lay it flat again. And there we have jingle. So I'll show you guys one more way how to do that if it's just getting the best of you. So I will take my contact paper again, measure it out and cut it. And I chose a longer word this time to make it just a little bit more difficult. Okay, take it off of the backing, lay it over your design, burnish, and you know, this would be a good thing to do if you did get too much poly or you did get too much floor cleaner in your ornament, to go ahead and start with your burnishing and start with your decal. Okay, so I'm going to manipulate that off, but work it a little bit at a time, and patience is key here. Like I said, the first the first transfer tape I ever used, it was paper, and it was such a disaster. I didn't touch vinyl for another few weeks, it was probably 3 months. Okay, I've got the bottom half, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and peel off the rest. My S's want to stick, so flip it and work from that end. Okay, I'm going to show you guys a little trick that I like to do if I have to do this on a round surface. I will take it, and you can do this still with the backing on, but I wanted to do this to show you. I'd cut little slits in between each letter, so we have more of a forgiving piece of tape here. Okay, so you can see I kind of have little cuts at the top, and I'll go ahead and cut at the bottom. And you don't have to do in between every letter. You can do just whatever works for you. Okay. So I've got my tape here, and I'll show you that it is so much easier. There is no buckle in the tape, and we can lay down each letter individually this time. Instead of working it, we can just lay it down one at a time. Just working it one at a time. And you can lift up and use your hook to do it later. So to unpeel longer letters, longer designs, there's a method called the hinge technique, the hinge method. And all you need is a piece of painter's tape to do that. We would take just any kind. Let's see if I can get this peeled off. And we're going to put the tape right down the middle of our design here. And this works for any design. It doesn't have to be round. It can be anywhere. Any kind of surface. And we're going to work from one end here. I'm going to work from the D on the blessed to the E. Just put it in the center somewhere. Rub that down. And then we're going to work from the other end. I didn't alcohol this, and that's how I can tell, is because it's not wanting to stick as good. Okay, and then just work the other end off here. And then I work it down. And there you go. So the hinge method is good for bigger letters, for bigger designs, wider designs. It helps it just smooth it out, so you don't have to peel it all off. You can just work one side, peel it down, and you're done. And it's really good. It works to kind of work the bubbles out. So if you do have bubbles on your design, you know, the letters, they do pretty good. They're just hard to lay down. But if you have a good solid design, you can take a blow dryer to your vinyl and it'll work out those bubbles. I'll take either my scraper here, or I'll take a credit card and work those bubbles out, especially, you know, just through the center. They'll work it all the way out to the edge, just a little bit at a time, with that heat. So it's good with a blow dryer because it doesn't get too hot. You don't want your vinyl to get too hot. It will melt with a, you know, heat gun or something like that. But a heat gun is good for removal. But a blow dryer is good to smooth it. So from there, we're done. I would just, you know, put a little bit of twine on this. Like I said, I don't do a second coat on these. I usually just let them do the first, and they do really good. I like the poly because it is more of a permanent seal. But I like the floor cleaner because it's easier. So we are ready for Christmas now. Just hang this on the tree and we're ready to go. So if you like the video, just give us a like, so we know kind of what you guys need, what you're geared towards.